Well, we are about halfway through the holiday season, and here to talk about what we are seeing from the outlet malls across the country is Steve Tanger. He's the president and CEO of Tanger Outlets, which now has 38 centers in 25 states, coast to coast. Steve, great to have you back in the studio with us.
Thank you for having me.
So you're still in growth mode after we talked, I think it was back in June, right?
That's right. We're a growth company. We actually bought 4 shopping centers this summer.
Right.
Spent about $400 million, which will be highly accretive for our stakeholders next year. We also are in the process of building a shopping center in Houston, a little bit south of Houston on the way to Galveston, Texas.
Right, and some of the new areas are in Arizona, is that right, as well as D.C.?
We have 2 sites in the Phoenix market, 1 site outside of Washington in the National Harbor market. Actually, we have a wonderful Canadian partner, and we have sites in Toronto and Ottawa.
Okay, so Steve, what are you looking for then as you're opening these new sites, as you're acquiring these new sites? What are you looking for, and what is the market telling you?
The market's telling us that consumers love to shop in the outlets. In good times, people like a bargain, and in tough times like these, they need a bargain.
Right.
Our properties will end the year about 98% occupied, which means there's more demand for space than space available.
Okay.
It's one of the only retail sectors where we can say that. So we're filling the demand. We're building high volume, high quality centers with the best brands in the world.
And where do you find that you're grabbing the market share from? Is it from the nearby malls, or is it from even the Walmarts or the the superstores? I mean, where are you grabbing this market share from?
We're grabbing it a little bit from everybody.
Okay.
We're a small sector. The outlet industry is only about 50 million square feet, which is 1/3 the size of the city of Chicago, the retail in Chicago. So we have lots of room to grow, and we're taking customers from everybody we can.
Well, who are the anchor retailers then, in these outlets, right? I mean, who are they now, and have they changed within the last 6 months?
We don't really have anchors. The anchor that draws people to the center is the outlet center and the volume. We have lots of tenants like Coach and Polo and Tommy Hilfiger and the best brands in the world, but we don't have large department stores that anchor the center. The shopping center is the draw.
Okay. All right, so the experience, right? People go there for the day. Steve, let me just play for you what one of our guests earlier, another property player, had talked to us about the malls, about what he's seeing in the malls, because he's actually somebody who develops actually on the street retail, developments. And this is Joe Sitt from Thor Equities. Just listen here.
People have been talking about the internet and its effect in the malls. I think we finally hit the eye of the storm and nobody realized. I think that malls are going to suffer tremendously across the United States. I look at companies, a lot of malls that I just think are unexciting, kiosk venues that aren't exciting, they're not merchandised right, and even the retailers inside of them that aren't adjusting.
Would you agree with that?
Well, we don't own regional malls, so it's a different experience. The internet sales have been maybe growing for the past 10 years. In those 10 years, Betty, as internet sales have gained traction, our sales are up about 39%.
Wow, okay.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, that is interesting.
So when you talk about the internet sales, sure, if you're selling consumer electronics or books or music, your business has been affected. But internet sales of apparel and footwear are a small sector and really have not affected our sales growth.
Okay, well, why do you think you've had such big growth like that? I mean, is it primarily because of the type of merchandise, or is there something else here at work?
Betty, people like to touch and feel. They like to see how that beautiful blue outfit goes against your coloring versus a different color.
Right.
So internet sales are difficult for people to make, of apparel, are difficult for people to make a profit because you're picking, packing, and shipping one of a kind as opposed to hundreds of dozens in bulk.
Right.
And there's big returns.
But there was also something that Joe was talking about, which is, the mall traffic, and it just seems like even the retailers themselves are uninspired, that are those within those malls. And, what's the vulnerability here, and where can you take that opportunity then?
The outlet sector is different and exciting. Our traffic was up about 9% over Black Friday weekend. One of our centers had traffic up 26%.
Okay. Okay.
So the consumers
And how
are
does that compare from the year before?
up over the year before. That was comp numbers over the year before.
Right, but I mean the year before that, was it up?
Oh, significantly less.
Okay.
You know, the comps in 2011 from 2010 were less.
Okay.
You know, what a difference a year makes.
Okay. What do you think the singular reason is the difference here within these last 12 months?
Well, I think people are satisfied that they'll have a job. Plus, there's probably 3 million more consumers out there each year as this country grows in population. And we're offering more value. The tenants have got their inventories under control, and it's everyday great value on the best brands in the world.
Okay. Steve, thank you. Really appreciate you joining us.